No, the government is not putting a ban on these Chinese apps on Android, iOS. India TV News. Rare Ring of Fire solar eclipse on the longest day of the year, Reuters Canada. Kangana Ranaut takes us inside her Mumbai home's sprawling walk-in closet, Vogue India. NASA says an asteroid 3 times the size of Big Ben will skim past Earth next week, Mirror Online. Canada's largest yearling sale going online due to COVID-19 harness racing update. Apple WWDC 2020, iOS 14, new Macs, how to watch, start time, livestream and everything else we know, CNET. Close looks at Tesla Cybertruck at Peterson Automotive Museum, Torque News. Dallas Fuel shock Overwatch World by sitting superstar Decay, look lost in defeat to Titans, The Dallas Morning News. Did you buy the wrong Pokémon Sword and Shield DLC? Don't worry, Nintendo will sort it out. Nintendo Life. Planets with large oceans are probably common in the Milky Way, universe today.